it's so blindingly and appallingly obvious what is at play in terms of how our country and its leadership is provoking a sense of distrust and fear and hatred that I can't really bring myself to engage with the daily news and diatribe of that stuff anymore. It's not something I need to kind of ingest because I get where that's going.
Is it an important time to be talking about immigration? Currently, the world is so divided, and politics around the world and nationalism and fascism is raising up again in such a scary way that reminding people of that connect us, those things that are, that join, that put us together is so important. I think we have a big a threat out there, which is the miscommunication or the amount of communication or information that goes out that is so dispersed, that is continuously trying to pull people apart and divide us. And we have to do something to try to stay together. And the only thing that we have really in hand is care, is love, is communicating, is giving, is being generous, is holding hand to hand and talking about these things.
This is a very strange moment in time where theatre is effectively on the ground, smouldering in the embers of COVID. And the only thing we can make really as theatre makers is the absolute essential, because we don't know what's going to happen next. So we best get on with making what we absolutely have to make right now. So that's very empowering. I feel very empowered to get to it. Let's get straight to the heart of what it is we're dealing with here. Let's call it out, say it for what it is. So I feel a sort of bravery within the adversity of that. Let's go. Worrying about, I wonder where this is actually going to be performed and who's going to see it and what they're going to think is not helpful. That's just a kind of distracting set of thoughts that could put me off being as brave as I feel I could be, or I want to be, or as I am. Just see if you can find it hilarious. Okay, yeah. You're going to give a gift to Ryan and hope that he can talk to one of the guards about making sure none of you get moved, separated to a different camp. So you just got to work out how you're going to do that and when you're going to do that. But that's the next thing to try, okay? Carry on. We're just going to do a bit more of that.
Most of all of the performance, we have our own experiences, which are very, they're not easy. And my experience sharing this in the space, different experiences, is that we have the opportunity to learn from other people or to empathize with, I didn't know it was so difficult for some people. And I think every time you speak and you share as well, it's healing, it's very nice. It's very intimate. You are sharing completely things that maybe in the past were really painful or difficult, and somehow it's part of the healing, I think, as well, to share.
For me personally, it's been my fight since I've come to this country. It's always trying to find my space within a society that is constantly reminding me that I'm not welcome in the space, and I have to constantly remind that society that tells me you're not welcome here to say, hey, wait a minute. I'm not here to grab things. I'm bringing loads of things to you. So a lot of me is contributing to the richness of this place, So let's just remember that in a way, all of it that we have, it's been energy flowing from one place to another. And by just being welcoming and caring and loving, we can all have a better quality of life.
How could we push it so that it's a bit more about the desperation of the situation? But, that it's a little bit more about, please, I'm trying to succeed in this application. So I think let's put on some music, let's have a little play with some physicality, and let's see if we can amass some material. I became fascinated in the idea that, of course, all of us, this is the same for everyone, every human being on the planet has a wonderful mongrel cocktail of colours, and whether it's something that they're aware of that's close to them in terms of their own or their parents or their grandparents, or whether it's more distant, it's just a fact of humanity and the journey of Homo sapiens. So this seems like a fascinating idea to me because it's something actually to be utterly and wholly celebrated and nurtured and enjoyed. This is just our story. Now, of course, the idea that it is something that is weaponized and used to separate, create fear and engender anger and racism is extraordinary.
I try to think to myself, there is no bad people, there is just ignorance. And I think many people as well ignore what's happening. Even us, because we have the opportunity to watch each other here while we are working. And even us, when we watch the scenes, one of the performers and myself, and we're saying, this is so important because people need to know what's happening.
I don't know. Sometimes I also, it crosses my mind. It's like talking too much about it. Is it a good thing? Because that thought came to me from all the social media non-stop blasting stuff, and everybody just repeat the same thing for a while, and boom, it dies down, and it loses its importance. Or how do you talk about it? Art is one good way to talk about it. We can actually put a mirror, and people see themselves and make sense of it beyond words.
In my experience, before joining the company, I was in the audience, and I had that feeling of I could see the people. I mean, I was interested in the company already, but I could see the effect that the company has on people. I remember the end of the show, and I could see people, people touching their chest, or they are, going forwards in their seats, and that's when I think, they are touched. They are touched by theatre.
All the performers in the room, people that have experienced directly, that they have a living experience of racism and a problematic journey through migration and so forth and so forth. I don't think we need too much more fuel than that, but maybe there's an added kind of tension to it, an added urgency that we have a story that needs to be told now. I think that's probably true.